startup ecosystem in the world. The impressive growth trajectory has positioned us as the world's 5th largest economy. India today is home to 1.4 billion people, has the largest talent pool in the world, is the world's largest democracy, is emerging as a leader in climate change action, and has a growing market that every business wants to enter. And in taking India to these heights, the contributions of Indians like Mr. Anil Agarwal, who has not only excelled in his chosen field, but has now committed 75% of his wealth for welfare and charity, is immense. It is people like Mr. Agarwal who make us realize, and this I quote from his website, "Agar aap sapne dekhoge nahi to sapne pure kaise honge?" How can you realize them if you don't dare to dream? I take the presence of Mr. Agarwal here as an auspicious sign and hope this will translate into an enhancement of business ties between India and Canada. Tonight, we also celebrate the warm friendship between Canada and India, two large, vibrant, multicultural democracies. The tagline of the CIF is democracies working together, an acknowledgement that the strongest bond between our cherished faith in democratic values and our relations are diversifying and deepening. Today, a strong economic partnership drives our bilateral relationship. Canadian pension funds and investment firms have invested more than $60 billion in Indian portfolios, and our bilateral trade has expanded to over $10 billion. To further expand and deepen our commercial links, we are negotiating with great alacrity the early progress trade agreement, which will become a stepping stone to our comprehensive economic partnership agreement. I would like to acknowledge Minister Mariang and her tremendous contribution in the shaping and guiding these negotiations. Thank you, ma'am, for your contribution. It is also wonderful to have with us Premier Doug Ford. His presence is a reflection of the strong bonds he has forged with Indo-Canadian community. Ontario-India trade is growing like never before under your leadership, exceeding $3 billion last year. And we will continue to persuade Premier Ford to take that long-awaited trip to India, which he's not, we are trying to persuade him to further consolidate our relationship. So today in your speech, Premier Ford, you have to say that you are going to India. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Premier Ford for providing those 5,000 ventilators in our fight against COVID last year. I also want to thank Minister Procurement for all the help that Government of Canada gave during our fight during the COVID-19. Thank you so much. Once again, I would like to commend the members of CIF for the tremendous work they have been doing to forge better understanding between our countries. More power to you. The Indian Consulate in Toronto would continue to be the strong partner in your endeavors. I wish you all a very happy evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We're honored to have you here. And ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is all too familiar to most of us as the champion of ordinary Ontarians, the face of Ontario to Canada, or shall I say to the rest of the world, and a long-term well-wisher of CIF. Yes, I can see you smiling there. The Honorable Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, now serving his second term in the capacity, continues to guide the province to the path of prosperity. Yes, let's keep the claps going on for the Honorable Premier Doug Ford.
Thank you very much for that very kind introduction, and good evening, everyone. Let me begin by thanking the Canada-India Foundation for inviting me and making me the guest of honor tonight. I'm very, very grateful. I'm also very grateful. I do want to thank you. All the way back to when my dad ran, and my brother Rob ran, myself, and my nephew Michael. I just want to tell you thank you for your support. We're very, very grateful, and we'll do anything and everything we can to help folks out. So I just want to mention that. I'd also like to recognize my colleagues, Minister Stephen Lecce, Deepak Anand, Nina Tanger, right here in front of us here, Laura Smith, as well as Consul General of India, and the federal representatives along with the municipal representatives. Oh, okay, thank you. It's a tremendous privilege, and one I'm extremely grateful for. This being the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the occasion and thank our Indigenous guests for joining us today. And now, I'd like to begin by giving congratulations to Mr. Anil Agarwal on winning this year's Global Indian Award. Congratulations, my friend. I can't think of a more deserving winner than Anil. He is one of the world's leading philanthropists. His generosity and sense of community has improved the lives of so many people, and we're forever grateful to him. You are a role model and an inspiration, Anil. I also want to give a huge thank you to the Canada-India Foundation for all they do to strengthen the bonds between our two great nations. As recent world events have shown, economic cooperation between allies and friends has never been more important. And Ontario has no better partner than India. Our government and the foundation agree that expanding two-way trade and investment between Canada and India will be crucial in the days and years to come. The foundation shares another priority with our government: streamlining the recognition of credentials earned overseas by newcomers to Canada. We have thousands of good-paying jobs. Matter of fact, we have, as we stand today, folks, we have 380,000 jobs available right here in Ontario. Great jobs to be filled, and we want these skilled individuals to put their talents to best use. We want to keep our economy moving forward by filling these jobs, and know that quick recognition of overseas credentials is the way we're going to make it happen. Okay. We would welcome many more talented people from India and around the world to make a home here in Ontario, the greatest jurisdiction anywhere in Canada. I can assure you they'd be met with open arms and great paychecks. My friends, I am thrilled to have this opportunity to celebrate tonight with the incredible community of Ontarians with Indian origins. Our government is on a mission to build Ontario, and we know that the best way to get it done is to build together. Once again, thank you for having me, and congratulations to my friend Anil. Anil, I do look forward to coming over and paying you a visit. I really look forward to that, and it's a real incredible honor to have met you today. I want to thank you. God bless the people of India, and God bless the people of Ontario. Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you so much, Premier Dagford. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome Ms. Vase Sarma, representing the sponsors of the Year's Award, Kothari Group and Ruhil Holdings, to the podium to introduce our award recipient, Mr. Anil Agarwal.
Person of the evening, a happy dance should be something to start with, right? Well, there you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm Vase Sarma, and I'm extremely privileged to be invited to introduce to you the man of the evening, the recipient of the CIF Global Indian Award 2022, the chairman of the Vedanta Group, Mr. Anil Agarwal. Well, as you know, this is an award of high esteem, wherein the recipient is selected by the CIF Award Committee using a rigorous set of evaluation criteria. So it's not easy to crack through. Our past awardees have been to the tune of people like our ex-Prime Minister Stephen Harper, well-known industrialist from India, Ratan Tata, founder chairman of Infosys, Narayan Murthy, and very famous yoga guru Baba Ramdev, just to name a few. This year, the winner, Mr. Anil Agarwal, joins the elite group of award recipients today. We're so honored to have you. Coming from a small town of India and starting as a petty trader in scrap metal, he founded and currently heads the biggest mining company in the world today in non-ferrous metals, and went on to have his impact, or I would say an even bigger impact in the energy sector. No surprise here that he's a role model for people like me and for just anyone for that matter, for his ability to dream big, real big, despite his humble beginnings, and to make his dreams come true. How many of us can dare to do that? His business accomplishments are countless, capped by his recent announcement of 20 billion US dollars investment in India to start manufacturing semiconductors, chips, and iPhones. But they're also matched by his philanthropic activities, highlighted by his pledge to give away 75%, I repeat, 75% of his wealth to charity. Isn't that big? He is a true living legend of true story of determination throughout his hard work, coupled with very big dreams. Now there's a very interesting story. I promise I won't take too much of time. But a very interesting story that I was recently told by my friend and my father figure, Mr. Norton Kothari, about he and Mr. Anil Agarwal that goes back many, many years ago. So apparently, I think somewhere in the year 1975, 1976, Mr. Kothari and his wife, Sire Auntie, as I call her, oh, there she is, yeah. So they apparently visited Mumbai. And along with their friend, best friend, I think of that time, late Om Gupta and his wife, and decided to stay with Anil Uncle and his wife, Kiran Auntie. We couldn't have her here today. And all six of them, back in those days, decided to party. And where's the party place? No guesses or no prizes for guessing that near to Mumbai is Goa, right? So I think they decided to go to Goa. But interestingly, back in those days, there were people who could not afford to buy a plane ticket nor rent a car. Yes, we are talking about the same Anil Agarwal, we're talking about the same Kothari, Mr. Kothari, who could not afford to do that. But here is the moral of the story. That didn't deter their determination to actually go and have a good get-together in Goa. Guess what they did? They boarded the overnight bus, rode in there for 12 hours, and got there, and pretty sure they partied hard right there after that. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the grit and determination that we're talking about here. They come from there, and we all know where they are today. This is how resilient they have been, and they are so far, and a true inspiration for us. The Kothari Group and Ruhil Holdings are extremely proud to sponsor the CIF 2022 Global Indian Award, honoring Mr. Anil Agarwal for his business excellence, commitment to sustainable development, and yes, for having a very large golden heart. I now invite you to lend your attention to a short video on the screen about Mr. Agarwal. Please join me. Thank you.
About 50 years ago, a young 19-year-old student set out on a journey from his humble home in Patna, India, for Mumbai. This is the story of what happened to this ambitious young man who is among us today, this evening, as the world-beating international entrepreneur, Mr. Anil Agarwal. After several business failures, he tasted his first success when he ventured into manufacturing to support his cable business. Mr. Agarwal has not looked back since. He is credited with taking over and turning around many of India's public sector companies in metals and mining. Mr. Agarwal made the bold move to take his Vedanta Group, established in 1979 in India, to London. Vedanta, today a global resources giant, with interests in zinc, lead, silver, copper, iron ore, aluminium, power generation, and oil and gas, became the first Indian company to be listed on the London Stock Exchange in 2003. This month, Mr. Agarwal made worldwide headlines when he announced a $20 billion investment in India to manufacture semiconductor chips. Mr. Agarwal's business genius is matched by his philanthropic zeal. He has pledged 75% of his wealth for social good. The Anil Agarwal Foundation will be investing nearly $1 billion over the next 5 years on social welfare projects such as healthcare, nutrition, women and child development, animal welfare, and grassroots level sports. He is the guiding force behind Vedanta's Children's House project, Nandikar, transforming the lives of more than 70 million women and children in India. Mr. Anil Agarwal is truly someone the global Indian diaspora can be proud of. Canada India Foundation is privileged to honor Mr. Anil Agarwal with the 2022 CIF Global Indian Award.
That indeed was so inspirational. Mr. Agarwal, you are a role model for all of us here, and I think we all agree. Can we give it to him? Everyone, very loudly. Thank you. And now I'd like to invite the sponsors of 2022 CIF Global Indian Award, Mr. Nartan Kothari, Chairman of the Kothari Group, and Mr. Anshul Ruhil of Ruhil Holdings to the stage for the award presentation ceremony. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the landmark moment, the moment that we are here for, the award presentation. Let's give a roaring, a loud Indo-Canadian welcome to our award winner, 2022 CIF Global Indian Award recipient, Mr. Anil Agarwal. I would now take the honor to invite on stage Mr. Anil Agarwal, joined by Premier Doug Ford, Consul General Apurva Srivastava, CIF Chair Mr. Satish Thakkar, and CIF National Convener Mr. Ritesh Malik for the award presentation. Let's keep the claps going on, everyone. session before we begin with the award presentation ceremony, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. It's my honor to read the citation that we just presented for setting a high standard in entrepreneurship through your global corporate success, philanthropy through your large pledge to charity and human values through your humble and caring personality, and a passion for your motherland, India. You became a role model for all Indians, particularly those from low-middle income families, demonstrating that big dreams and perseverance can take us a long way. Thank you, sir. You have epitomized the new success story of re-emerging India through your global accomplishments. We at CIF are indeed very proud and deeply honored to bestow upon you this award. Congratulations, and let's have a very roaring loud applause for the landmark moment here.